Actually got an entry-level remote job from Indeed. Here to say, it's not impossible, and there are real job opportunities out there. How did you manage to pull it off? Seriously, I'm so curious. It's just luck. Keep applying to everything, don't get discouraged. Keep working in the meantime, or going to classes, or literally anything besides being unemployed. Even volunteering will show remote employers that you're not a slacker. Nobody is hiring unemployed remote workers. Best of luck. Agreed. It's a numbers game. There is a finite number of remote jobs available, and the number of people applying keeps growing, especially on popular sites like Indeed. A good tip is to use job alerts from sites like Global Talent Space. They send out daily alerts with job listings, and you can just apply to everything they send. They link right to the company's application pages. The downside is they focus on roles like data entry, customer support, and virtual assistant, typically not requiring a degree. So if you've got a degree and are looking for something in your field, this might not be the place. I was unemployed when I got my remote job. Been apply for a remote works for maybe 5 to 6, not giving up. But man, the increasingly amount of scam calls and email is really annoying. Love how they always leave that part out. Well, T-Base, I think it's down to luck as well. Nowadays, each job opening has minimum at least 150 applicants with a shit ton of experience. I found my current role by contracting through Upwork, and when I proved myself, they moved me into a full-time position. Lots of opportunities on there. However, pay is more than likely not as good. Yeah, I've got like 2 jobs on Upwork, but now for some reason most of the jobs posted are fake bots. Luck of the draw, maybe? Within a week of making a profile, I had a contract with a company. This was in August last year. This happened to me as well on Upwork. First day I opened the account, I landed a 6-month contract with a client. But after the contract ended, I'm struggling to get a second client. That's why I've never really used it. I registered a while back and nearly all postings were bots. What field and position? SaaS, SDR. Everyone wants a remote job. Well, because there is really nothing to it than luck. It's the same answer each and every time. I work remotely, and when people ask how, my answer is always, it just fell to my lap. I wasn't expecting a remote job, and here we are. What are you expecting them to say? They submitted an application, did some interviews, and got a job. I got an interview at a real company for a fully remote position on Indeed as well. I did the interview and an assessment, waiting for the results. I will say my start date was January 8th, and I completed my assessment and interview in late November. Can take a while, it seems sometimes. Yeah, I know. I had one interview a week ago. They sent the assessment yesterday, and I completed it. Now I'm waiting to hear back. What was in the assessment? Just curious. A Google Sheets test with a tab with instructions, and a 10-question quiz about what documents would be acceptable with a sheet with the rules, so you can compare. Right on, thank you. I'm waiting for an answer for almost 40 days. I don't think she's calling, brother. Have you followed up? No one needs to wait that long. If you have to follow up for a response, you did not get the job. I've followed up heavily with a couple jobs and got them. Maybe it didn't work for you. That sucks. I would follow up. Congratulations. Hope you like it. Is it customer service? Just curious since I see a lot of those. Seems like really the only way to get into remote work. Yes, it is. And you have to live locally to where the office is located. So that probably slimmed those numbers down a lot. Second week of training, and I am enjoying it so far. Never done customer service before. Hopefully they allow you to stay remote. I've seen many people post about bait and switch types when they require you to live nearby. You have to live locally to where the office is located. I can't wait to see your follow-up in 3 months. They're forcing me back to the office. I will report back and let you know. By chance, are you working for Conduent? 'Cause I used to, and that sounds familiar. Lol. Is Conduent bad? I feel like I've heard of them. Is it mostly phone customer service? It depends on the supervisor you have, honestly. My supervisors were mostly awesome, but a crappy supervisor that would constantly ghost me issue was the straw that broke the camel's back. I see. Maybe I'll do more research about them. They don't seem to pay much, and I'd rather not do customer service, lol. But it's worth looking into, I guess. Seems like work I wouldn't mind just part-time, though. Where are you located? Medicaid? Can you explain what the job exactly does? Do you just answer calls from customers and get in touch with your supervisors? Also, does it involve doing paperwork or doing anything in terms of office cubicle type work? I'm just curious. I only have customer service XP from grocery retail and never any remote job. Thank you, I needed that. I'm about to give up. Don't give up. Seriously, it's plenty out there. I was all messed up in 2021. Seen a post on Twitter, a follower said her job was hiring, and if interested, send her DM. I did and started 2022. I was homeless at the time, desperately trying to find place to live, especially with a remote job offer after being unemployed for 2 years. It's helped me turn my situation around, so while it's phones and customers honestly doesn't bother me, I say this to say Pulls don't give up. Okay, hang on, okay. Did Op mention he's making 15 RR? The difference is no gas needed or travel time, so that makes it like are getting more. Do not give up, keep applying. Like everyone says, it's a numbers game. Take the first offer even if you don't like it and use that to move to your next job. Give up, more for me. Congrats. I got my remote job on Indeed 2 years ago. I actually applied for an on-site job that I knew I wasn't super qualified for, but thought it was worth a shot. The interview went great, but they found someone more qualified, so I didn't get that position, but was offered a remote position that was actually a better fit. I think getting a remote job takes a little luck on top of being qualified. I hope you enjoy your new job and 10-foot commute. It does. My remote full-time role was listed as hybrid out of a state far away. I just happened to apply. It's all luck and opportunity. What do you do? I've been tempted to do the same just in case. Marketing, which is an extremely vague and wide-reaching industry. My example will prove true regardless of industry. Not everyone even understands what they're posting on LinkedIn. I got mine from LinkedIn. I had very good personal references and took the time to customize my resume for every application I put in and got in with a startup company. That's awesome, man. I hope it's treating you well. So far, so good. I'll be with the company for a year in June. It's good to see that other people have been successful too. It seems like a lot of posts would suggest otherwise. I had a LI recruiter reach out to for a role in late December. I completed my interviewing a week ago, and now I'm waiting to hear how I stack up against the competition. Company business model and its assets over 120 years old, but the business itself is a spin-off from a larger company, so the C-suite personnel finance department is being built from the ground up. In that vein, it will definitely have startup workloads starting out. What is your position title? Trying to help my sister get a new job, but not too sure what to search for. She has 2 years data entry experience. I did the same thing off LinkedIn about 8 months ago as a SDR. Good luck, everyone. Yep, remote jobs are possible. I have 2 of them at the moment. Nice to not wear pants. Are they 2 full-time or part-time? Customer service? Just curious. I've thought of a similar situation, or at least a part-time job at home position so I can spend less time on my current full-time job. I'm like ready to flee this place, lol. I do 2 part-time jobs. One can be closer to full-time if I want, so I will occasionally do more hours at that one and still do part-time at the other. Depends on the week and the mood I'm in. I don't do customer service. One is just a task-based thing where it's essentially training AI. The other is a regular editing job, but just remote rather than in office. Ah, I see. Nice. This sounds like things I've thought of doing. I recently heard of data annotation, stuff like that. I was going to look more in task-based stuff that actually pays hourly or at least well, not pennies, and then something else to supplement. I've also tried a bit of video editing and photos. I try LOL, not sure how much I like it, but I'm just learning stuff on my own, gain some skills at something I find useful. My worry is money, of course. I can't afford to just stop my regular job and dive into just winging it. So obviously that's why I want to focus on setting up something part-time before quitting anything. I want more control over my schedule and work more for myself, so I know I gotta make something happen. Every day I'm at my regular job is more motivation to leave, and it's nice to hear someone doing something like that. Wow, congrats. It's so discouraging because there are so many scam fake listings out there that the real remote job posts get drowned out. I had an interview for one where it quickly became obvious that it was some pyramid scheme MLM-like place dealing with insurance. What made it stand out was that they were recruiting only locally and it was hybrid remote, way less people to fight for the spot when it isn't nationwide. Thank you. I got literally hired by someone who messaged me on LinkedIn, and I was not even looking for a job, but they offered me double of what I was making, so I took it. I think that is only way to get a remote job, right? Not looking for a job, because I applied to thousands of jobs and I didn't get a call. So I finally found an underpaid job that I must take because nothing else was on the table. And from nowhere, a recruiter messaged me. You have to get in that way to have on your CV to show some experience doing remote. Nice. Congrats. I landed a remote job from LinkedIn and they told me I was 1,200 applicants selected. Absolutely insane. Why did I get the job? I had the same title previously and made sure my resume was ATS friendly and spoke on how I made impacts and not a bunch of job duties. If you don't know how to do it, ask ChatGPT. Congrats, homie. I'm happy for you. Thank you. Also, I love EDM too. I'll be at EDCLV this year. Wub wub. You're gonna have so much fun. I will be taking a slight hiatus this year to focus on this, but I will be wubbing it up when I can. Are you Grizz? What if I don't have their so-called title? Can I make it up and flex my way in somehow? Yes, little lies are okay. My old job I did sales, and it was a hella weird title that nobody knew about company advisor, so I changed it to account manager. Same duties. So did I. I had an email that someone wanted to talk to me. I had to approve my contact info being released to them. They said they found me on Indeed from my skills on my profile and wanted to know if I want a career from what I was doing in an internship I quit. It seemed weird, it had typos, it said she was the CEO. It was all very real, and I've been working for them since October. Happy it worked out for you also, my friend. I was definitely skeptical at first, but after having to complete a drug test, etc., it started feeling very real. Remote jobs are not as difficult to find as some people make it. I've been working mostly remote/hybrid for over 10 years in customer service and sales support roles, way before it was mainstream. The best way to improve your chances for these types of opportunities is to search locally on Indeed or LinkedIn and then filter to remote and hybrid within a reasonable commutable distance. This strategy helps to cut down the large number of applicants for jobs that are open nationally. Also, by selecting hybrid, that may or may not be specifically a structured schedule of 3/2 days, but shows there may be flexibility. Most jobs out there that are legit, not all, are hybrid. My job is supposed to be 3 days in the office and 2 days at home. But because we have the capability to be fully remote, if I'm sick or kid is sick or weather is bad, etc., I can work at home whenever I need to. To me, this is honestly the best of both worlds and better than not working remote at all. I think what's happened is that since remote work became the new thing from COVID, there are a ton more scammers that have flooded the job boards, that it dilutes the legit remote jobs out there.